When it comes to narcissistic individuals, with their belief that they are special, their arrogance nature, their envy of those around them, their sense of entitlement that they're allowed to do as they please, their arrogance that they are always in the right, there are several things that you will not catch a narcissistic individual doing. There are plenty of things, deceptive things, you will catch them doing, which they will simply lie and deny and shift the blame over to you or those around you. However, there are several things that you will not catch a narcissistic individual doing. And one of the first of these is admit they're wrong. Their arrogance will not allow them to do this. Their grandiosity, their belief that they are special, their entitlement to do as they please will not allow them to admit fault in any way, shape or form. They are going to find a scapegoat to blame. They're going to shift the blame onto anyone and everyone and everything else, anything other than admit they are wrong in any way, shape or form. It's the person they were with, it's the environment that they were in. They are not in the wrong. Another thing that you will not catch a narcissistic individual doing is taking responsibility. Everyday responsibility for bills, for childcare, for their behaviour, for their actions. With a narcissistic individual, yes, it's about the illusion that they're trying to sell to those around them. So even if they are seemingly taking responsibility in one aspect, in another aspect, they're not taking responsibility. So you can have a narcissistic individual that will actually pay all their bills, but they're that tightwad narcissist. So as much as they will pay their bills, even though they can afford to, they will not take care of providing the food in the home or the warmth in the home. And it's not a case of two people working and working it out together. It's a case of the narcissist controlling the situation to their advantage. Instead of taking responsibility for their behaviour, they go all out to play the victim in the circumstances that they created. So a narcissistic parent will happily, repeatedly let their own children down, not bother with those children, not know anything about those children. It claim to the outside world they're the most amazing parent ever, because when they're out with those children, they're all into impressing those strangers and looking like the good mummy and the good daddy. Behind closed doors, they're a completely different person. Yet when they don't see their children, they blame the healthy parent. They don't take responsibility for their behaviour. And as you can have narcissistic parents who will withhold the children, it's very difficult to recognise who is who, which is why it's vital to watch for their patterns of behaviour. Those who are never wrong and those who don't take responsibility for their behaviour are usually the one who is causing the issues, especially if they don't take on board any constructive feedback, because to them you should be on their side no matter what, and if you're not, then you are part of the problem and you will be scapegoated like everybody else. They will go around playing the victim to all those around them of how you're not there for them, you don't care for them, you don't appreciate them, you took advantage of them, because they fail to see anybody else's point of view other than their own. So you'll not catch a narcissist taking on board constructive feedback. And at the point they do take it on board, they didn't get it from you. They never heard it from you. It was them that came up with the idea. Just like you'll never catch them seeing anyone's point of view unless it matches their own. They have that lack of empathy. They have an inability to recognise anyone else's perception, anyone else's opinion, anyone else's thoughts or feelings unless it matches those of the narcissist. And If you don't match those of the narcissist, then you're against the narcissist. You betrayed the narcissist in some way, and they go all out to find a way to punish those who simply don't agree with them. You will not catch a narcissist being happy for somebody else. Genuinely happy for somebody else. If they're selling someone an illusion, if they're painting a picture of themselves to serve themselves to an audience, to impress strangers, they can appear happy. However, they're not. They're some of the most envious people you could ever meet. So they will find ways to sabotage people, to have those subtle digs at other people, to pull everybody else down. Unless the narcissist can benefit in some way from somebody else's happiness, somebody else's success, the narcissist simply is not interested, because it's not all about them. Narcissistic individuals are looking to get everybody to validate their version of reality. And if you don't align with their version of reality, they are some of the most judgmental people that you could ever meet, that will go all out to smear your name, to ruin your reputation so that they can keep theirs intact. So if there's any sort of exposure of their behaviour because they've already ruined your reputation, people are more likely to believe the narcissist's lies over your truths. Narcissistic individuals are all about serving themselves. And in order to do this, they will walk over anybody and everybody who stands in their way. And they will make justification after justification and excuse as to why it's okay for them to behave in that way. However, with a narcissist, it will not be okay for you to treat them in a manner that they're treating you. They are very hypocritical individuals. Anything you notice that you will not catch a narcissistic individual doing, please add those into the comments for people reading through. And if you're dealing with people like this, it's wise to avoid them, because no matter how many different ways you try to communicate with them on however many different days, on no matter what mood they're in, they're not going to admit they're wrong. They're not going to take on board any constructive feedback. They're not going to take responsibility. They do not want to recognise your point of view, and they do not want to be happy for you unless it benefits themselves. Therefore, the best course of action is to walk away. Not always easy, however, it's worth it. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a few books out on Amazon, 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. The links for those will be in the description also if you'd like to go and check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.